the first walk there were 7 people,
Hmm.
and I told myself that I will continue hosting walks even if nobody, or like even if one person shows up. I was 27. It was just a term, and I think I've realized what it means while working on it, while growing it. That was a mental barrier for me as well because of the name, but that mental barrier has finally been broken. I think that there are so many wonderful women in the community that we all could learn from. So I have started something called the 7 a.m. meetups, and I always tell them that I'm really proud of you for actually doing it. It takes courage to
Yeah.
show up in a room which has 50 people that you don't know. It's daunting. People that come to the events are from start from 18 and then goes till 60. So it's
Yeah.
so diverse, and one thing that's common in everybody is their willingness to step out of their comfort zone. Life shouldn't be just about adding the number of connections that you have online, but also offline.
Hi, Manisha, and welcome to the About Her show. A show where we get trailblazing women to share the story of their lives with us. To tell us about their successes, failures, ups and downs, challenges, all of that. So that not only do they get a platform to showcase themselves, but they also help us inspire other women. Women who are listening in, watching the episode, who have dreams, ambitions, aspirations, but for some reason, have not been able to follow those dreams. So we definitely want them to, kind of get inspired by the story that we share. And along with women, we also get men on the show, men who champion such trailblazing women, because we believe that for a truly gender inclusive world, men and women need to be allies in this journey. Now, when it comes to you and your profile, well, of course, you're a working professional. And along with this, what you're doing, this community that you have built, City Girls Who Walk Delhi. The name itself, of course, is so, so fascinating. And I have been, firsthand, I've experienced what you do and the magic that you're able to create, which brings in so many women from different walks of life, different age groups who are there connected, and bonded by whatever they are doing on that particular day. So I think that's something really, really wonderful. And we need to know more about this. And ever since I got to know you, this was, like on my mind that I have to get you on the show. And I want to dig deep into what you're doing. So once again, a very, very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Thank you for having me. I love what you're doing, and I'm really honored to be here.
Well, likewise, we're honored to have you here. So let's get started. So, my first question, as you would probably have guessed by the intro, is that what inspired you to start City Girls Who Walk Delhi, as I understand, 2.5 years ago? And was there a particular moment or feeling that sparked this?
Yes. So actually, I have been a people person all my life. I love being surrounded by people. Particularly after COVID, I think I was in a. I mean, during COVID, I was in a really bad space because I could barely meet my friends. I could barely step out, and soon after that, even my job at that time was work from home. So soon after that, I started. Desiring meeting people outside my friend circle and outside my workplace. And I mean, I did try things like Bumble BFF, which is a platform where you can find friends, but I realized online wasn't working for me. I mean, the online connections weren't as substantial as I wanted them to be.
Mhm.
Coincidentally, that's when I stumbled upon City Girls Who Work, which is a page in New York,
Mhm.
and I got inspired by it, and I thought to create such a community here in Delhi. And Yeah, I think it has been really transformational for me as well the last 2.5 years, and I absolutely love what I get to do.
Oh, we love absolutely what you're doing because, I keep following you on Instagram and I keep seeing what you're doing. I mean, it's amazing the kind of ideas that you get and how you're able to, create these commonalities between women. That's like so, so inspiring. So tell me, when you first began the community, did you ever imagine it would grow into what it is today? And what surprised you most about its evolution?
So I think when I started the community, on the first walk there were 7 people,
Hmm.
and I told myself that I will continue hosting walks even if nobody or even if one person shows up,
Yeah.
because that would mean that people needed something like this. And there was one moment, one particular walk when I remember there were only 4 people who showed up,
Okay.
and I didn't let it demotivate me. So I didn't think that it would become what it is today.
Okay.
That was something I absolutely didn't think of. I did think that maybe this is something that I want, and maybe I would find people who would maybe want it too. But this isn't something that I'd imagined. The kind of feedback that I get for this community, everything that you said, wasn't something that I ever thought of, I think. And but I love being surprised by life, and that's exactly what happened.
Of course, don't we all love being pleasantly surprised by life? And I'm sure this is doing this to you because, like you said, you're a people's person and you like meeting people. So obviously, this is giving you the opportunity to meet as many people as you want, right? And even more.
Yeah.
So tell me, we're talking here about a community of women, right? So if I were to ask you, what does community mean to you personally? And how has your understanding of this changed since you started this group?
Sure. So I think community, when I started it, was just a term.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and to me, at least, with the knowledge I had when I was 27, it was just a term. And I think I've realized what it means while working on it, while growing it.
Mm-hmm.
It has come to life. It was just a term. I've realized what that it means to find a place where you belong, find a place that won't judge you for who you are, will enable you, flame your fire instead of dimming it down, and more than anything will make you feel home even when you're outside. So yeah.
That I think you've put it wonderfully because, yes, a community has to be or has to consist of people who actually feel like home to you. You want
Yeah.
to keep coming back to them. You want to share life with them. You want to share everything with them. And they're also there, when you need them. So, yes, a community has to be, such a group of people. And like I said earlier, kudos to you for having put this together. So,
Thank you.
Manisha, as I understand, you've grown to a network of over 38,000 women. That's like a lot. So, my question is, what do you think draws women to this space again and again?
I think I mean that's one thing that would really surprise me as well, and it does today also. At every event, workshop that we do,
Yeah.
I see at least 10 to 12 people who have come to previous events as well. So
Mm.
there's a certain number of people who are new, certain number of people who have come to previous events, and I think it's just what I hear from them is it's a safe space that they feel, and I think something that I haven't fully understood as well, but in their words, it's just them finding a safe space, and they just keep on telling me that it's the aura of the community that they find to be really comforting. And maybe also that it's a women only community that may do its wonders. But yeah, I think safe is one word that has come up in some such conversations over and over again.
Right. And I think that is very important because, okay, maybe everyone, but women more so. We're always looking for
Yeah.
those spaces, those places where we can be safe and be ourselves. Because, a lot of
Yeah.
times we are just so bogged down by everything around us and we're very, like apprehensive, sometimes even afraid to share what is bothering us. So I think you've
Yeah.
created the space where women can actually come and do stuff, bond with each other, share stuff, which I think is so, so important for their, mental, their emotional well being. So wonderful indeed.
Right.
So tell me, can you share a story or a moment from one of these walks or meetups that has stayed with you emotionally or has changed your perspective?
Um, right. So there have been many such moments in the last 2.5 years. I remember there's a friend of mine now. She's become a friend along these years, and I remember she looked at me, held my hand, and told me that, Manisha, you have no idea how many people you're healing through this. To me, it felt like a community wherein I was just hosting events and walks. But like I said, it came to life much later. So this is something that come like at one of the recent workshops that we did. There was somebody from Mumbai. She
Mm.
had moved to Delhi a few months back, and she was saying that she was struggling finding friends. She again told me that I wasn't able to join any of the events because I was apprehensive, but
Mm.
I'm so glad you did. It's God's work. And I noted down in the notes section of my phone such compliments. I mean, really touched my heart. And I think that's what keeps me going as well. Knowing that, you know, uh, what I'm trying to curate or put together could have such an impact on people. And right from when I was a kid, I wanted to do things that would contribute to the society. I never could find anything like that.
Mm.
So when people tell me that, this is how it's impacting them in such a positive way, it just makes me so blessed. And I was telling this to somebody today as well at a workshop,
Yeah.
that I'm so glad that, God chose me to do this. I couldn't be more thankful.
Well, I think the women couldn't be more thankful that you thought of doing this. So you read about stuff, you come across stuff which is happening in other parts of the world, but it doesn't mean that you actually bring it to your city as well. You not only thought of it, but you actually did it, and you've made such a huge success out of it. So obviously, I think people feel blessed to know you and to be, a part of this community.
I
So
am equally blessed. I've met some wonderful people.
I'm sure, because of the sheer diversity, because there's so many people
Yeah,
who come together.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did the idea of adding, art workshops, learning sessions, and informal meetups come about, and what has been the response like? I mean, you said, it's like city girls who walk. So people would think that
Yeah.
women are coming together to only walk, but that's not true. There are
Yeah.
so many other things that you're doing. So how did it all come about?
Right. So for initially for 1.5 years, we only did walks.
Okay.
We or sometimes we would do movement-based events like yoga, Zumba, dance workshops,
Mm.
and that is something I felt we could do because of the name,
Right.
because it was inspired by a different community, and I thought to keep it as a name. But over time, I think, as everyone should, we also decided to evolve,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I just realized it would be like, so many other ways to bring women together.
Right.
Walks were great, and usually we have 80 to 100 people on an average come on the walks.
Wow.
But I also realized that there were so many who, maybe because of the timings, most walks are held in the morning,
Mm.
couldn't join. And I think just hosting meetups that were maybe subject based, or were workshops like art workshops. Like today we had a candle workshop. They
Mm.
just brought more women together.
Right.
So I think they just made the community more accessible for people.
Correct.
So yeah, I think it's been only 6 7 months since we've hosted events regularly,
Okay.
and it's being accepted by people really well. If
Mm.
it wasn't, I would have gone back to the works,
Okay.
and that is something that was a mental barrier for me as well because
Mm.
of the name. But that mental barrier has finally been broken. And more recently, what we have started is a learning segment, because I think that there are so many wonderful women in the community that we all could learn from. So I have started something called the 7 a.m. meetups, which we had invited you also for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
idea is to show up early in the morning to learn something before work, so that work isn't just something that you look forward to in your life, and that upskilling, there is no like age for upskilling as well.
Correct.
So that again is being accepted really well by people. So yeah, I mean, we actually have moved or worked beyond the
Yes.
name.
Yes.
in literal
Certainly
sense.
have.
Yeah.
And you've made some, taken some great strides, and I think it is working very well. So, of course, coming to the 7 a.m. sessions, like you said, I've been a part of it. So, my question is, tell us a little bit more about these 7 a.m. Wednesday learning sessions and why mornings? And what are some of the, how should I say, the most popular or impactful sessions that you've had?
Right. So Wednesday session again stemmed from a personal need. I'm a morning person,
Hmm.
and generally I used to like the idea of learning something new in the morning. When I was a kid, my dad used to wake me up at 5 a.m.
Hmm.
and that's when we used to study. And I realized that everything that I studied during that time was something that I would strangely always remember,
Hmm.
and I craved having that after working for 9 years in corporate, and I wanted to learn from people offline and not online. I have taken a lot of courses online, but offline was something that I used to really crave.
Okay.
Being in the same room as the person that I'm learning from
Hmm.
was a space that I wanted to create. So again, for this one, I didn't imagine that it would people would be so receptive to it, since it was at 7 a.m.
Hmm.
7 a.m. because mostly um, people have to be at work at around 9:30, 10. So
Right.
I wanted to be a 2 hour long session before work, between 7 to 9 a.m. For a lot of women, it's easier to step out or take out some time before work because they're anyway going to work, than on weekends. And also, if you from a psychological perspective, I think we're more receptive to learning, to working or upskilling on weekdays than on weekends. Weekends are more chill,
Yeah.
which is why it was a deliberate attempt to do this on a weekday rather than a weekend.
Actually, you're so right. Now, since I've been a part of it, and I realized, how, of course, productive. Like, I also am a morning person, so I can totally get it when you say that, your mind is fresh, you can absorb more, you
Yeah,
can take in more. So, anything that you learn early in the morning is definitely, more, how should I say, impactful. And then, having
yeah,
been part of such a session, it was wonderful to see, that women coming in before work. And like you said, in any case, they have to go to work. So, just maybe,
yeah,
leaving home an hour earlier than usual and adding some
yeah.
value to your life, which you can probably
Right.
do better, on a weekday than a weekend. So great.
Yeah,
All right. So, Manisha, I understand, of course, that you are with the Times of India and you work over there as a social media consultant. So, you're
yeah.
doing that, and then you are doing all this amazing work with the community. So, how do you balance your professional role with managing such a large community?
So I would say yes, it is in fact a bit challenging,
Mhm.
but and it has been challenging for the last 2.5 years. But I keep telling this to people that this is also the least stressed that I have been in my entire life.
Okay.
I have so much on my plate, but it's so fulfilling that it's the least stressed I have been in life. Like, people would probably think otherwise. Like, my friends are, on most days concerned for me. They tell me that you need to chill and you need to take a break. But
Hmm.
I love doing it. And yes, there are days, especially on weekdays, because weekdays is when we plan for weekends.
Right.
And even though mostly things happen on weekends, but still a lot of planning goes on weekdays.
Right.
So it's a bit challenging. I generally start my day early, work on a few things, and then when I'm back home, I take out a few hours to work on the community bit, and then weekends mostly go on this. I think if I could streamline, like, this is what I'm aiming at. If I could streamline events much in advance, I think it would sort my life a lot. But right now I'm also considering having more people, because I've realized there's only so much that you can do alone, and
Course.
the community is really scaling. So right now I think we have two more people in the team. So and now I'm looking for more people, so I think two more people, and we will be good. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. All the best to you. And yeah,
Thank you.
you're so right. If you're doing something which you're passionate about, then it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like work. And this, so resonates with me because people say the same thing to me. I also have a regular job, and then I'm doing some bit in academics, and I'm doing all this, the podcast, and also people have the same question for me as well, that how can you do so much? But the thing is that if you really want to do it, if you're passionate about something, you will find ways and means, and it won't be stressful. Of course, you will
Right.
have to find time, but it won't really cause you any stress. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely it doesn't. I mean, I am, I love my life. I don't,
Yes.
I couldn't say this like 2.5 years ago.
Right.
But I just have, this sudden burst of energy at sometimes, and I just want to like, write it in my journal. I want to scream it out loud that I love my life right now. It's very fulfilling. So yeah, I mean, somehow it, and it's also, God. I always keep on giving credit to God as well, but I think it all also has to do with God as well.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. So, of course, your social media role with the Times of India. So, have the skills from your media background helped you shape how you run or grow this community?
Definitely. I think now when I look back at life, the last 9 years,
Hmm.
I think that is what led me here,
Okay.
particularly marketing. I started my career as a writer at a radio station, and I think it's majorly writing turned into social media, then marketing eventually. That now I realized the nuances of marketing, and I was always somebody who would be very I would always take when it came to marketing also I would always aim at connecting with people emotionally,
Okay.
and I think uh, that is what has helped me build the community as well. If you see any of the posts, people always tell me that they feel like they're almost listening or reading to a story,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that where my marketing background comes into play, and majorly like the community has grown because of marketing.
Correct.
Yeah, I think my professional background really came at play here.
Yes. Because, yes, the skills that you pick up, obviously you're doing something similar in that sense. So, helping it, push it forward using those skills, of course, I'm sure, they've helped a lot.
Yeah.
So, Manisha, you are all about the women of Delhi, right? So these are things which are aimed at the women of Delhi, bringing these women together. So my question
Yeah.
is that what have you learned about women in Delhi through this initiative? What are they looking for, and what do they value?
So I think more recent, like I said, I think women really want to learn and upskill and grow. They also want to have be open to newer experiences. I'm at every event. I'm reminded of that. They um, they don't want to limit themselves in a single box that they work at a certain place. They have a certain set of friends. They
Right.
have a certain family. They want to move past it, move beyond it in some sense. They're open to making new friends. They're open to finding new opportunities, trying new things, and learning from people. I think that is something that is at the core,
Okay.
and they're also very open to stepping out of their comfort zones. So a lot of people tell me that I wanted to come to your works. I've been following for so long, but I couldn't. But finally I made it, and I always tell them that I'm really proud of you for actually doing it. It takes courage to
Yeah.
show up in a room which has 50 people that you don't know. It's daunting,
Of course.
especially for introverts. So and I know the courage that it would take for me to show up to such events earlier, and I really appreciate that. So I think, yeah, I think they're very like open to making bold moves, stepping out of their comfort zones, being open to newer experiences in life. So many women have found new friends, and the age is definitely no bar. So the people that come to the events are start from 18 and then goes till 60. So it's
Yeah.
so diverse, and one thing that's common in everybody is their willingness to step out of their comfort zone, which is something very refreshing. There are a lot of stereotypes that have been set for women in Delhi and women in general, but I think I would like to invite anyone who thinks that way to our events and see that there's much more to women than
Absolutely.
what they think.
Absolutely. I've been there and firsthand I've experienced it. So, yes, it's actually It's fantastic to see, and how should I say, it's very encouraging, very motivating to see that women of all age groups, all backgrounds are there. So there is this desire,
Yeah,
this drive to, make themselves better in some way. So that I think is very, very positive because, we always we've heard of stories of women being held back by this, that, or the other reason. But your community, it shows you that no, if you give them the opportunity, if you give them the right space, they are more than happy to step out of their comfort zones and, make something of their lives.
definitely.
So, of course, this is an offline community. And today, in a world where we are mostly connected, to each other online or digitally. So, my question is that what role do you think offline real world communities play in an increasingly digital world, and especially for women?
So I think digital is good, and digital, has its own advantages. I mean, there's less commitment involved.
Mhm.
It may be faster. Um, when it comes to remote work, it's really convenient.
Mhm.
But I think when it comes to actually creating, developing connections, be it at workplace or otherwise, I think offline is what beats it. And the more and more I think we're becoming digital, I think particularly after pandemic, the more people crave being offline, meeting people in person, exchanging smiles, you know exchanging hugs.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that people are really craving. And I have seen it, I have seen it in person that um, it does change a lot of things. It deepens the connections that you make. And I have been someone who's been on online platforms as well. Like there's so many people. I'm connected to 4,000 people on LinkedIn,
Wow.
but I think I barely know 100 of them.
Yes.
But it's complete ulta when it comes to offline connections.
True.
um, and you know so I think life shouldn't be just about adding the number of connections that you have online,
Right.
but also offline. And not everybody you meet will be a friend. That's there. I keep telling this to people that you have to keep giving it a shot again and again. You may not find your friend circle at the first go, but that you have to keep on giving it chances, and you will come across people who would be very supportive, who will, like I said, flame your fire. And yeah, I think offline has, that advantage that online doesn't.
Yes.
So I think when I compare, the places that I've worked at as well, the places where it was work from office, I've built good friendships and I'm still in touch with them.
Mm.
But places where I was probably working from home, I couldn't really make, maybe become good friends with
True.
my colleagues. So, I mean, but it could also be a personal experience. But yeah, this is something that, I have seen.
No, but you're right, because I think digital gives you, how should I say, a wider connection, but not necessarily deeper. You may be having a
Yeah,
large network of people, but then you don't have any deep, meaningful connections, or maybe not don't have, but largely you cannot have because you may be connected to so
yeah,
many people, but there is only that many number that you can be really deeply connected with, and which is what an actual experience of meeting or interacting with people will give you, which is what these communities do. So, yeah, there is a difference, and I'm also all for real world. Yes, we do, but I think it should be kind of a blend. You can't have only
yeah,
digital and you can't have only real. So, maybe do a bit of both. Right.
right.
All right.
There's this book that I'm reading right now, which is on conscious luck. And
Oh,
I was reading one chapter today that, um, because of the digital world, you get to listen to thoughts of so many, people that would be outside your league.
right.
And I think that is a big advantage of
Absolutely.
being online, being digital. Like the conversation that we're having right now,
Yes.
digital has made it possible.
Yes.
So yeah, I think definitely there are a lot of benefits as well. We should ask people who are either in long distance relationships, or like my mom was in New York for a couple of months last year. I
Hmm.
realized the importance of digital as well at that
Yes.
time.
Yes.
uh, it keeps life going, connections going. So definitely digital has its own big perks too.
Correct, correct. All right. So finally, where do you see City Girls Who Walk Delhi going in the next 5 years? And any new ideas or dreams in the pipeline regarding this or something else?
So yeah, so I in the last in the next few years, what I would want is to maybe bring people of different cities together.
Wow.
It's only Delhi right now,
Right.
so expanding to other cities is definitely something that I would like to do. We're in Bangalore also now, and it's just started, but we hosted 4 5 works there. So Bangalore, and then we're thinking of Chandigarh as well.
Wow.
So that would be, yeah, the next steps. I was conscious that I didn't want to start it too soon, because then your focus gets lost. So I wanted to first start it and build it in Delhi, and then move to other cities. So that is definitely going to be there. Other than that, like how we have, I divide the events that we do in three categories now. It's movement, which is the walks, Zumba, yoga workshops. Then it's leisure, which is art workshops and other meetups that we do, fun meetups. And then it's the learning segment, wherein you come to learn new things. So right now, this is what we did, but now something that I want to do is also play.
Oh,
I want to
wow. Wow.
want people to be childlike again, to
Love.
make time to play uh, after work, before work. That's something that's really missing from our lives, with instant deliveries, everything being like a few minutes away from our reach. I think people have become really um, you know really limited to their homes, and that again is a area where there is no offline connection, uh, which is what I think. So I think, yeah, I think if I could bring people out to play as well,
Wow. Wow.
um, would be really nice. So that is something on my mind right now, and we're just working on setting up a process for this as well. You'll see it in the next few days.
Lovely.
Play circles is what I'm calling them. So that's
Okay.
something that's in the.
Looking forward to it, and I'm sure that'll also be a grand success because coming with, the kind of passion and drive that you have, I'm sure it'll be a huge success. So all the best. So,
Thank you so
Manisha,
much.
while we've come to the end of the conversation, we still have the rapid fire round, which is 5 quick questions and 5 quick answers. So, are you ready for that?
Sure, I am.
All right. So, the first one Delhi spot you'll never get tired of walking in.
I think the Lodi Gardens. It was the first
Okay.
first park that hosted the walk-in. So yeah, it's close to me.
All right. The next one, biggest myth about Delhi women you want to bust.
That they're all about gossiping.
Okay. I'm glad
Yeah,
to hear
and
that.
shopping.
Okay. The next one, community building in one word.
Heart.
Wow. All right. The next one thing you wish every woman would do more of.
Step out.
All right. And finally, if you could take City Girls Who Walk Delhi to any other city in the world, which one would it be?
Um, London, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you have the entire map. You can go anywhere. All right.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. I mean, this conversation has been, how should I say, as inspirational as, how should I say, motivational as I expected it to be, and a lot of fun because what you are doing is a lot of fun. You're adding that little zing to our lives because we're all, we all generally just keep doing what we're required to do, going to work, coming back home, all the mundanes of life, and you're adding that little spark with some learning here, some fun activity here, some bonding. So I think it's really, really a wonderful initiative. And I just want you to just keep on going with it, spreading it as much as you can because every woman, every person needs it. So all the best to you. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta, for inviting me. and for the motivation that you've given me today with all that you said and the appreciation. I'm grateful, and yes, we'll definitely also be hosting many more sessions with you. There's a lot that people can learn, and you're equally inspiring as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to the About Her show. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more from where that came from. Our previous guests have shared some amazing stories, so be sure to catch up on past episodes. To keep up with our inspiring conversations and to never miss an update, hit subscribe, rate, review, and share the love. Follow us on social media for some great content, and don't forget to check out our website www.aboutherbysangeeta.com for stories that resonate, inspire, and empower. Know a remarkable woman or an inspiring man blazing a trail? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a note at web.abouther@gmail.com and let's bring their story to life on the About Her show.